I recently had an experience where I was asked to be a judge with other local photographers for a print and image competition. I've done personal photography critiques in the past, but this was my first time as an official judge, and it was an interesting and fun experience. Let's talk about it. I was asked to participate in this photography competition to judge 8 different images for the Springfield Photographic Society, 4 of which were for a formal print competition, and the other 4 were digital entries where we reviewed them on a large monitor. There were 6 judges in total, and each of us were either current or former photojournalists. One was an Associated Press photographer, another photographs the NBA and WNBA, and others have worked or are working for local newspapers or in academia. My photojournalism days are well in the rearview mirror, viewed now with very rose-colored glasses, and I was the only judge with the kind of wedding and commercial photography experience I have. Professional diversity is good. As we as a group discussed each photograph, going over the formal and technical aspects of each of our decisions boiled down to how the images we chose as our favorites struck us in a more subjective way. As someone who works with people photographing weddings and family portraits, that feeling is a large part of how I operate. As a professional photographer, I want the people that hire me to have that gut reaction and like my photographs on them on a primal level. All of us being working professionals, we delved into things a little more than the average person might. As one of the other judges pointed out, it's in our nature to try and reverse engineer what another photographer may have been thinking in creating any given image. Something I've previously discussed with other photographers came to play in regard to the effort that goes into creating any particular image. That effort may be an interesting story or something to reflect upon during that reverse engineering, but here that was largely independent of the final result. We were judging the images themselves, not how they came to be. Once we'd chosen the winners, we did get to hear a little about the photographs and what went into making them. There was some real effort and forethought that went into some of the entries. As image makers ourselves, I think we all appreciated hearing that and gained a greater appreciation for what went into some of them. Having this information didn't change any minds, it just deepened our admiration for those photos. To that point, I don't mind sharing that I've had images that I've worked on for a while, and I think, man, I put a lot of work into this, only to have it fall flat when it reaches an audience. This is the way. What I found interesting and appreciated was that while there was consensus about which images we whittled our way down to, from 4 to 3 to 2, discussing which of those images were our favorites was illuminating. We're all individuals with our subjective tastes and professional and educational backgrounds, so hearing other professionals whose work and histories I admire discuss why they felt one image was more deserving than another was really educational. Frankly, I could use a bit more of that in my life. While I know photographers who aren't in the wedding game, I would love to talk with more photographers who are steeped in other fields. While I'm largely about the weddings these days, my background is photojournalism, so I enjoy talking with photographers who are involved with either. I try to attend local creative meetups where there are any number of people of all levels involved in different artistic disciplines. People with different formal backgrounds can be really interesting to talk shop with. Maybe someone who photographs sports or landscapes, or maybe is a professional retoucher or edits high-level photography more regularly. I felt pretty honored to be asked to be involved with this. I knew a few of the other photographers from back in the day, and I regularly hang out with one of them now. Another I actually worked with in college at the UMass campus newspaper, and there was another photographer I hadn't met before but was happy to have met now. It was a great little event, and the photographer whose house it was that we met in, his wife made some excellent coffee, which I availed myself of once the judging portion was done and we got to chatting amongst ourselves. A caffeinated photographer is a chatty photographer. I love the diversity of opinion that people who do similar things can bring to something like this. We had great discussions, though not incredibly lengthy ones because, we all needed to get back to our families or our cats or just put our heels up before bed. Genuinely, I hope I get to do this kind of thing again in the future. I enjoy critiquing photos and helping people look at their own photography with fresh eyes. While the artists who created these images weren't there to hear us talk about their work, I hope everyone who participated in the competition learned something from the process and walked away from the experience encouraged about their photography. If you'd like to learn more about the Springfield Photographic Society, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. That really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Have you judged or critiqued any photography yourself, or are you interested in having your own work critiqued? If so, feel free to leave a comment below or message me directly. If you'd like to see more videos like this one with more stories, check out this other one I made for you. This is Ask a Wedding Photographer. I'm Seth Kaye, and I'm here to help.